I was driving home when I saw it. A street that doesn't exist in my city. 6th Avenue. We don't have a 6th Avenue. We never did. But there it was, with a street sign and buildings and shadows moving under trees, right where nothing should be. It was almost midnight on a Tuesday, and I'd driven this route 1,000 times. 5th Avenue turns straight into 7th Avenue, always has. Some old bureaucratic mistake everyone knows about. But that night, between them, there was 6th Avenue. Clear as day under the streetlights, lined with brownstones and dark shop windows. I slowed down, gripping the steering wheel, telling myself I was seeing things. When I got home, I checked my phone. No 6th Avenue on any map, just the familiar gap I'd always known. The next morning, I convinced myself it was stress, too much coffee, not enough sleep. But that night, I drove past the same spot again. Nothing there, just the normal city layout. I felt relieved and disappointed at the same time. Then I saw the graffiti near my building entrance, fresh red letters dripping down the wall. Don't walk it. I couldn't sleep. I kept seeing that street, that sign, those shadows. At work, I started searching online for any mention of 6th Avenue in our city. What I found was worse than nothing. Deleted forum posts, cached pages, people asking about 6th Avenue, describing exactly what I'd seen. And then, those people stopped posting entirely, their accounts going dark. One user, Midnight Driver 77, described the street perfectly 4 years ago. In their last post, they said they were going to park and walk down 6th Avenue to see where it led. They never posted again. If you've experienced something similar, something that appears and disappears, hit that like button right now. Subscribe, because I'm going to keep investigating this, and you need to follow where this leads. That Friday after midnight, I decided to see it again. I drove downtown with my phone ready, camera on, flashlight in my passenger seat. When I turned onto 5th Avenue, there it was. 6th Avenue. I parked at the corner and sat watching for 10 minutes. Everything looked normal. Brownstones, a coffee shop, a bookstore, all closed for the night. Nothing threatening. Just a street with no reason to exist. I grabbed my flashlight and got out of the car. The temperature dropped instantly, like walking through a curtain. The air felt thick and tasted metallic. The silence hit me next. Cities are never completely silent. But 6th Avenue was. Silent in a way that felt aggressive, swallowing sound. My footsteps echoed wrong, too loud and too flat. I kept my phone recording and started walking. The brownstones looked normal until I looked closer. The windows were too perfect, too symmetrical, and none had curtains. Just dark glass reflecting my light back. I stopped at the coffee shop window. Inside, everything was set up perfectly. Tables and chairs arranged, menu board on the wall, cups stacked by the register. But thick dust covered everything, and the menu board was completely blank. The bookstore was the same. Shelves full of books with no titles on their spines, just colored rectangles. Everything was a facade, missing all the details that make something real. I should have turned back. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but something pulled me forward. I kept walking, and the street stretched on longer than it should. 3 blocks, 4 blocks, no intersection with 7th Avenue. The brownstones became identical, the same design repeated over and over. The street was looping, creating the illusion of length without going anywhere. Then I heard footsteps behind me, not mine. I spun around and saw a figure half a block back. Human-shaped, but wrong, too tall and too thin, with arms hanging down past where knees should be. Just standing there, facing me. My light hit them, and they didn't react. I couldn't see their face clearly, but I knew they were smiling. I ran. Behind me, those footsteps kept pace exactly, never closer, but never falling behind. I didn't look back. The buildings started melting together as I ran, facades stretching like wax, windows sliding across walls, doors growing taller and narrower. The street tilted uphill, even though it had been flat. My lungs burned, and each step felt like moving through water. Those footsteps continued their steady rhythm behind me. Then I saw it ahead, 50 feet away, the corner where 6th Avenue met 7th Avenue. The normal world. I pushed harder, and suddenly I was stumbling onto normal pavement under normal streetlights. I looked back. 6th Avenue was gone. My phone recording had stopped the moment I stepped onto 6th Avenue. Corrupted file. My flashlight was gone, dropped somewhere back there. My shoes were covered in dust that looked decades old, even though I'd bought them 2 weeks ago. I stopped driving through downtown at night, avoided that whole area. But 2 weeks later, miles away in a different neighborhood, I turned a corner onto what should have been Maple Street. The sign said 6th Avenue. I didn't walk down it. I turned around immediately. That night, I had the first dream. Walking down 6th Avenue, all the buildings with doors swinging open, darkness inside each doorway so complete it looked solid. And in every doorway stood that figure, too tall, too thin, all of them watching me, all of them smiling. I woke at 3:33 in the morning. Every time I'd seen 6th Avenue had been after midnight, specifically around 3:33 a.m. I started researching. 3:33, the inverse of the Holy Trinity, the time when the barrier between worlds is thinnest. I found more forum posts, more deleted accounts. A 2nd Street in Portland appearing on foggy nights. A 13th Avenue in Minneapolis during snowstorms. All following the same pattern. People see these streets, walk down them, then stop existing. If you've seen something like this, comment, "I've seen it too." Subscribe right now because I'm documenting everything, every pattern, and this is happening everywhere. The dreams got worse. Every night, those figures in doorways got closer, arms reaching further. I started seeing the street during the day, flickering into view when I blinked. 6th Avenue was trying to break through into my world completely. 3 months after my first encounter, I turned a corner and saw it again. But this time other people were on the street, 7 or 8 figures walking in the same direction with an odd gait, pulled forward by invisible strings. None looked back. I recognized one from behind, the coat, the walk. Midnight Driver 77. Still walking down 6th Avenue 4 years later, heading towards something they'd never reach. I don't go out after midnight now. But it doesn't matter. 6th Avenue is everywhere for me. I see it in window reflections, in gaps between buildings. When I close my eyes, I'm walking down it. Those figures getting closer, arms reaching out, smiles growing wider. My roommate moved out last week, said I'd been acting strange, standing at the window at 3:33 every morning staring out at the street. Last night in the dream, when I looked in the doorways, the figure I saw was me. My own face, smiling too wide, arms hanging too far down, waiting. It's 3:32 in the morning right now. I'm at my window, looking out. The normal street is still there, but I can feel it coming. 6th Avenue pushing through. In 1 minute, it will be 3:33, and I know the street below will change. The brownstones will appear, the empty shops, that green street sign. And this time, I'm going to walk down it. Not because I want to, but because I don't have a choice. These places exist in your mind too, and once they're in there, you're already walking their streets. If this is my last video, take everything seriously. The impossible places are real. They're everywhere, and they're waiting for anyone who can see them. Don't walk down a street that shouldn't exist.